everyone. Today we are going to learn basic concept of network. Let us have a look at the learning outcomes. Okay, the first one is you are going to be able to explain the concept of network. Explain types of communication devices and transmission media used in a network. And finally, you can describe the advantages and disadvantages of a network. First of all, let us see what is the definition of a network. Okay, it is a collection of computers and devices connected together via communication devices and transmission media. So over there, we can see that you have to know what are the communication devices and also what are the transmission media. Okay, the first one, let us have a look at the communication devices. Okay, what is it? It is any type of hardware capable of transmitting data, instructions, and information between a sending device and a receiving device. Okay, now let us have a look at the examples of communication devices. Okay, actually there's a lot of communication devices, but you only have to know only dial-up modem, digital modem, okay, wireless modem, network card, wireless access point, router, hub, switch, and repeater. Okay, maybe some of these you are familiar with. Okay, but you don't have to worry. Let us go through one by one. Okay, the first one is the dial-up modem. Okay, when you want to define the communication devices, okay, I would like to emphasize to you all, you have to define it by, you have to mention what first. Okay, so for example, what? Okay, dial-up modem, what is it? It is a communication device. Okay, what is a digital modem? It is a digital communication device. What is a wireless modem? It is communication device. And then what is the function? This is where you are going to differentiate between all these communication devices by the function. Okay, as you can see over here, what is the function of dial-up modem? Okay, it converts digital signals to analog signals and analog signals to digital signals so that data can travel along an analog telephone line. Okay, and then let us have a look at the function of digital modem. Okay, actually for digital modem, we have the cable, DSL, and ISDN. Okay, most of us, we are using DSL modem. All right. Okay, now what is the function of digital modem? Okay, it sends and receives data and information to and from a digital line. Right. Okay, then we move on to the wireless modem. All right. So wireless modem is actually a communication device that connects to the internet wirelessly from a computer or mobile device. Right. Then we go to the next communication devices where we have the network card and then the wireless access point, okay, and then the router, right? Okay, then we move on to the hub, to the switch, and to the repeater. Okay, actually for all the rest of the communication devices, you can go through with the PowerPoint slides which I have provided. Okay, right now we move on to the transmission media. Okay, you have to know what is the definition of transmission media. It is a materials or substances. Okay, and then what's the function? It's capable of carrying one or more signals. And then you are going to ask yourself, where? So in the communication channel, right? Okay, then let us have a look. There are two types of transmission media. Okay, the first one is the guided media, wired. Okay, then the second one is the unguided media, wireless. Okay, some of you might love to use guided media. Some of you might love to use wireless media, but most of us, we prefer to use wireless media, right? Okay, so let us have a look at the definition of guided media or wired media. Okay, as I told you, the first thing when you want to define something, you have to know what. Okay, so what is a guided media? Of course, it is a physical transmission media. All right. Okay, then what's the function? Or what is the what um the criteria? Okay, so it use cable, wire, and other tangible materials to send communication signals. Right now, let us have a look at the definition of wireless transmission media or unguided media. Okay, so what is it? Of course, it is a wireless transmission media. And then what's the function? It sends communication signals through the air and or space. Okay, now, let us have a look at the examples of guided media or physical media. Here, as we can see, we have three types of guided media, okay, or examples. Okay, the first one is the twisted pair cable, right? Then we have the coaxial cable, and the last one is the fiber optic cable. Right, for unguided media, we have five over here. There is the cellular radio network, broadcast radio, microwave radio, okay, infrared, and communication satellite. All right. Okay, so let us have a look at the definition of twisted pair cable. All right. So what is a twisted pair cable? Okay, so what? It's a wired transmission media. Okay, then what is the function? Transmit data. Okay, and then you might ask yourself, use what? Okay, for twisted pair cable, it is using electrical signal. Okay, then we move on to the coaxial cable. What is a coaxial cable? It is a wired transmission media. What's the function? Transmit data through copper wire. Okay, by using what? It is still using electrical signal as the twisted pair cable, right? Okay, then we move on to the last guided media or physical or wired media. Okay, that is the fiber optic. Okay, the fastest of all the three guided transmission media. Okay, so what is a fiber optic? It is a wired transmission media. Okay, what's the function? Transmit data. By using what? By using light signal. That's why it is very, very fast. Okay, light signals. And then you can add more points at faster rates. Okay. Then we move on to the unguided media, or actually it is the wireless. Okay, most of us we prefer to use wireless media, right? Okay, the first one is the cellular radio network. Okay, that is the 2G, 3G, 4G, or actually you call it always call it as your data plan, right? Okay, so this is the definition. Okay, I already simplified the definition. Okay, you can choose which one you like. Okay, for example, the first one must be, of course, the definition. Okay, what? For the definition should be what? Okay, so what is it? It's a wireless transmission media. When you want to define what, you have to make sure you be very, very specific, right? And then what is the function or what does it use? Okay, so it uses radio signal to transfer data. Okay, and then you can add some more point for the distance. Okay, so for cellular radio, it should be in long distances, right? Then we move on to the second unguided media, that is the broadcast radio. All of us are very familiar with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Okay, and then actually UWB is actually ultra wideband. Okay, now what is the definition of broadcast radio? Okay, it is a wireless transmission media. Okay, and then it use what? It use radio signal to transfer data. Okay, and then you have to mention about the distance, because actually the differences between all these unguided media is about the distance. So it cover only short and long distances. For broadcast radio, some of it might short. For example, like Bluetooth kan, it is only short distance, right? And then Wi-Fi longer distance than the Bluetooth, right? Also ultra wideband is long distance. Okay, then we move on to the microwave radio. So what is a microwave radio? Okay, so it's a wireless transmission media. It used what? Okay, it still use radio signal to transfer data. Okay, now you are going to mention the distance. So the distance is from one microwave station to another. Okay, you can also call microwave radio as a fixed wireless. Right, then we move on to the to the infrared. Okay, before Bluetooth was popular, okay, we use infrared. Okay, some of you might remember about infrared. So what is the infrared? Okay, so infrared is wireless transmission media. Okay, and then what is the function? It sends signals using infrared light wave. Okay, and then don't forget about the distance. So the distance is only short distance. Okay, compared to Bluetooth, infrared is much more shorter distance than Bluetooth. Right, then the last one is the communication satellite. Okay, so what is a communication satellite? It is a wireless transmission media. Okay, and then it use what? It use satellite to transfer data. Okay, and then over a wide area, means very, very large area. Okay, so actually, for example, if you are living in rural area, kan, if you want to have internet connection, you don't have choice. You might have to use the satellite, even though it is much more expensive, right? Okay, then the last one, okay, let us have a look at the final learning outcome. That is, you have to know what are the advantages and disadvantages of network. Okay, when you want to explain the advantages, you have to make sure you explain it like this. Like you have to really, really explain and be specific lah. For example, you say like people can communicate if efficiently and easily. Okay, you have to have a support data. Okay, why you say like that? Okay, you can say like okay via email and online social network like that. Okay, and then the second point, people can share files and information anywhere and anytime. Okay, then because of what? Because of the networking. Okay, you cannot say like people can share files and information. For example, if you are not using the network, you can also share files and information, right? But it is not anywhere and anytime. Okay, and then the third point is people can share hardware. Okay, you have to be specific. You give examples such as printer and scanner to save cost. For example, if you are living like you say, for example, you have like six siblings. Do your parents needs to buy like six printers or six scanners? Of course, you are going to share the printer and scanner, right, to save the cost. Right, and then actually we do have the networkable versions of software. Means there is no need to buy individually licensed version of the same software. Okay, all right. Now let us have a look at the disadvantages of network. Actually, there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages. Okay, but these are some of it, a few of it. All right. So the first one is, okay, it can be expensive to set up and maintain the cost of network, especially for a large organization, right? And then the second point is a fault with the network server can cause difficulties with the organization, okay, because you cannot access the data, right? And then network, of course, it needs security measures. Because why? It needs to restrict access to the users, unauthorized user. All right. Okay, and then heavy users who consume a lot more bandwidth, it will affect the other users. All right. And last but not least, actually, this is the main problem, is the security problem. Because when you are connected to the network, you are exposed to viruses and hackers. That's why you need the what? You need the where is it? The security measures, all right, to prevent all these problems. Okay, now that is all for today. Have a nice day ahead. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.